Several NASCAR tracks announced they will host full-capacity crowds at their upcoming race weekends. 10-time World of Outlaws champion Donny Schatz will make his highly anticipated NASCAR debut this summer, and Hailie Deegan adds 2 Superstar Racing Experience dates to her summer schedule. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric and welcome to Out of the Groove. I hope you all have had a fantastic week. Be sure to check out the latest from the Out of the Groove Weekly Viewers Guide. We just released a new issue today. You can check that link out down in the description. And today's episode of Out of the Groove is presented by the Ridge Wallet. What more can I say about the Ridge Wallet's sleek design? I'm a big fan of the matte black titanium edition, but they have more than 30 different colors and styles to choose from on their website. Ditch your bulky wallet. The Ridge is durable. It's perfect for those who are on the go. And y'all know Father's Day is coming up later this month, and the Ridge makes a great Father's Day gift. You can shop the Father's Day guide on their website and find the best gear for your dad. And they have a special offer for fans of Out of the Groove. You can head to ridge.com/groovy to get 10% off your order. That's ridge.com/groovy. Link is down in the description and in the comment section of this video. Huge thank you to Ridge for sending me one of their fantastic wallets and for sponsoring Out of the Groove. Check them out at ridge.com/groovy. We have a ton to catch up on today. Let's begin by looking at the current top 10 in the All-Star Race fan vote. The All-Star Race at Texas Motor Speedway is just over a week away. So let's take a look at this. The current top 10 in the All-Star Race fan vote. This is just in alphabetical order. Believe me, I don't think Bubba Wallace is 10th. But there you go. Eric Almirola, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Matt DiBenedetto, Timmy Hill, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, and Bubba Wallace are the top 10. NASCAR isn't going to say exactly who's first, second, third, or what the gaps are. If I were to bet, Bubba Wallace is probably leading the fan vote. Matt DiBenedetto's probably got some votes. My vote might honestly go for Daniel Suarez, the way they've run this year. But hey, you can't count out the Timmy Hill army. Those Timmy Hill fans are loud, they are proud, and they are vocal about their favorite driver. So don't count out Timmy Hill, the surprise in the top 10 there. But I don't know, my vote probably would go towards Daniel Suarez, but I have a good feeling Daniel Suarez will race his way in the open race. I think Tyler Reddick, Matt DiBenedetto, Suarez, Bubba, I think they'll all be very, very competitive at Texas. But, you know, the fan vote is a nice safety net to fall back on. But there you have it. Still have a few days left to vote for your favorite driver to advance into the All-Star Race event. Next up, let's talk about dirt for a second. Donny Schatz, 10-time World of Outlaws champion, 43 years old. This summer at Knoxville Raceway, he will make his long-awaited NASCAR debut. That's right, Donny Schatz will drive the number 17 Ford truck for David Gilliland Racing. This is big, big news. Schatz is a legend in the sprint car racing world. He's the kind of driver who, in the late 90s, he sort of had to decide if he wanted to make a go at NASCAR. He clearly had talent, but he chose to stick with his roots. He grew up a big sprint car, big dirt racing fan. He went the World of Outlaws route, and he never looked back, and he's been tremendously successful doing it. He's also won the prestigious Knoxville Nationals 10 times as well. So he's familiar with this racetrack, but he'll be driving something bigger, bulkier, and heavier than he's ever raced at Knoxville before. I'm really excited about this, especially because that will be a fairly competitive truck. I've been to a couple World of Outlaws races. Last time I was there, I had to pick up a Donny Schatz 164 scale, winged sprint car diecast. Looks pretty dang sharp. So it'll be great to see Donny Schatz, again, a sprint car legend. This is the equivalent of Jimmy Johnson going to IndyCar for IndyCar fans. Donny Schatz coming to NASCAR, even for a one-off like this, that's pretty spectacular. He will be competitive. I hope he does well. Goodness gracious, someone is mowing their lawn next door. You guys can probably hear that, right? Those of you with headphones? Now, let's talk briefly about, I guess you could technically say, Donny Schatz's new teammate. Hailie Deegan, it was revealed a few weeks back, a couple months ago, that she was going to race some SRX, Superstar Racing Experience races this summer, but we didn't know how many or what tracks they would be. Today it was revealed that Deegan will race at Knoxville as well as Slinger in the SRX, filling in actually for Tony Kanaan, who apparently has scheduling conflicts and won't be able to make those two events. SRX is Tony Stewart, Ray Everham's all-new racing series, NASCAR legends like Bobby Labonte, Stewart, Bill Elliott, Michael Waltrip, as well as IndyCar drivers drivers like, now 4-time Indy 500 champ Helio Castroneves, and many, many more will be competing. Hailie Deegan, I believe, is now by far the youngest driver set to compete in these races. I'm sure there'll be some other announcements. They're going to have some local track champions at some of the races as well, so she probably won't be the only teenager in the field, but she will be one of the youngest, especially at first. She's a great dirt racer, so Knoxville, you got to look at maybe a chance for her to shine on national television. I'll be curious to see how she does at Slinger. Man, I really want to go to that Slinger race. Why does it have to be in Wisconsin, the literal opposite side of the country from where I live? I'm not sure if I'm going to make it happen, but that's going to be a heck of a show. Speaking of the SRX, they actually revealed a new title sponsor this past week, Camping World. Is anyone shocked? Camping World has stepped up as the title sponsor of the SRX. It's the Camping World Superstar Racing Experience. Marcus Lemonis' quest for world domination continues. Good for the SRX. Glad to see some big sponsors like Progressive Insurance has also stepped up as a sponsor. Good to see them getting the attention of major players. This is looking like a legitimate racing series. We already knew it was a legit series with Tony Stewart behind it, CBS broadcasting it in Saturday night primetime slots, Alan Bestwick, Brad Doherty, Matt Yoakum, Lindsay Zarniak hosting the broadcast. That's going to be great. But it is cool to see Camping World and other major sponsors, endorsing it for sure. I will say I kind of liked the orange colored branding. Hopefully they keep some of that, but the Camping World blue looks decent as well. Anyway, just some SRX news. And I mentioned the Superstar Racing Experience because we are T-minus 8 days, I think, from the debut of the Superstar Racing Experience. June 12th, Stafford Motor Speedway. The SRX finally takes off. We're definitely going to talk about SRX races this summer. I mean, there's only 6 of them. We will find time to discuss. Really going to be curious to see how this series goes. I played some of the SRX game. If you missed my stream a couple nights ago, it's still up on my channel. You can see some of what the new Superstar Racing Experience video game looked like. But there you have it. We're only about a week away. It's almost here. I'm just excited to hear Alan Bestwick calling races again. That's honestly got me the most excited and amped up. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to film here. Now, let's move over to NASCAR. This is a NASCAR show. Several racetracks made very exciting announcements this week. Sonoma Raceway this weekend will host 33% capacity, and they've sold out all of those seats. I'm just happy to see Sonoma back on the schedule. It's been too long. But several NASCAR tracks announced they will be going to full capacity for their upcoming NASCAR weekends. First off, Nashville Superspeedway announced a couple weeks ago that they had sold out. All 38,000 seats will be filled, which means full capacity at Nashville in a few weeks. Can't wait to be there in person and show you guys what that looks like. But now, Bristol Motor Speedway has announced they will go back to full capacity. Both Virginia short tracks, Martinsville and Richmond, intend on going to full capacity. That's pretty big, given that in the past, Virginia had been a little more strict about capacities at the end of last year. Talladega Superspeedway will operate at 100% later this year. Michigan, I know they only have one NASCAR weekend this year in mid-August, but Michigan will go back to 100% as well. Daytona is set to operate at full capacity, and Phoenix, the championship weekend at Phoenix, will be at full capacity as well. And a brief side note, but it was also announced this week that Phoenix will host the 2022 championship weekend as well. That'll make it 3 straight years as the championship race host. I like it. A lot of people are still mad that they left Homestead. I get it. I think Homestead is a better track, better racing, regardless of the rules package, but I like Phoenix. I'm not as down on Phoenix as other people seem to be. I think Phoenix is a very solid championship weekend site, but I would like to see it mixed up again here in the next few years. But anyway, Phoenix will be at full capacity. Daytona, Talladega, Bristol, Richmond, Martinsville, Nashville, whatever else. A bunch of tracks announced this week they're going back to full capacity. This is huge news, of course. We're starting to see bigger and bigger crowds, not just at NASCAR events. I was at a baseball game the other day. There's 30,000 fans easy, no capacity restrictions. Minute Maid Park's an indoor stadium as well, so it's great to see outdoor NASCAR tracks bringing fans back in large numbers. I was at Circuit of the Americas a couple weeks ago where they had roughly 50 to 60,000 fans. Charlotte this last weekend was at full capacity. They had at least 50 or 60,000 fans in their grandstands as well. Obviously the Indy 500, over 100,000 fans, the largest sporting event, I think, in the world capacity-wise since the pandemic began, so that's pretty cool. It's awesome to see people at the racetrack again. It's great that NASCAR's been able to work with local governments to facilitate these reopenings at their racetracks. Very, very exciting. I have plans to be at a couple races, at least a couple this summer, beginning with Nashville. Can't wait to be just ahead in that sea of passion passionate race fans. Very, very exciting stuff. And going along with these now unrestricted capacity announcements, NASCAR in the last couple weeks has expanded their VIP infield access to family members of race teams, to invited guests, sponsors, of course. Media's been a lot more open and active, so things are slowly starting to come back in the more restrictive infield areas, but that's also really good to see. We've talked on this show many times about how important infield access is to sponsors, especially for like Xfinity and Truck Series teams. That's huge. So things are pretty quickly, actually, I was gonna say slowly but surely, but right now it's kind of happening all at once. Things are very quickly pushing towards normalcy, pre-pandemic, pre-2020 normalcy once again. That's very encouraging to see. I want to end this week on kind of a hopeful, positive note. A lot of good things happening. I can't wait to see so many more of y'all at the racetrack very, very soon. That's all I've got for this week's episode of Out of the Groove. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We talk NASCAR almost every single day. As always, a huge thank you to my amazing Patreon supporters as well. I could not do this show without your tremendous support each and every month. Back at Sonoma, the road course this weekend. Again, be sure to check out the latest from the Out of the Groove weekly viewer's guide. I give you all my exclusive NASCAR fantasy picks in this week's issue, and I'll actually be doing that every week in every issue going forward. It's free to subscribe, so be sure to check it out. I will see you all over there. Have a fantastic weekend, y'all. Enjoy Sonoma and Mid-Ohio this weekend for the Xfinity cars. Should be a lot of fun.